the laptop. Hey, we should be laughing.
All right, we're live again.
All right, we're back. Sorry, everybody. Let me close this out so I can make sure I'm following.
Yep.
Sorry, guys, we're having some technical difficulties today, I guess.
Alright.
Here we go. I found us. We're back. We're back. I don't know if everybody... let me put up a Facebook post on the Pro.
Yeah, we are back. I don't know who all is in here. Thank you for the welcome back. I don't know what happened. We don't know what happened. Please do like and subscribe, and all that on this video as well. We appreciate you guys coming back through. We're going to make a post. We'll get back into the show here in just a second. We're going to make a post, let everyone know for whatever reason we dropped, but we're back.
Yeah,
so,
give us just 1 second to work out some of these details, guys. That way we let everybody know who may have been watching when we got lost.
Yeah, but we are live again. We're not exactly sure what has happened, but like I said, we're live again. This will be in a two-part. Be sure if you share links or anything like that, send it out. Let the people know that will watch because they're on your friends list or whatnot. We appreciate you coming back in and all of that. We were talking about the women's, the women of all time. Of course, I mentioned Thunder Rosa. And we had just ended that segment. We were going to go into birthdays and bullshit next. We're going to take a minute here, send some social media stuff out.
Let's give us just 1 second, guys. Thank you so much. I have no idea what's going on. Give us 1 second to do some quick promotion. That way people know we're not done. And we will get right back to work here in just 2 minutes.
Due to excessive heat, several things could have taken place. Caleb farted, same time.
No, I didn't. Herbert, you're gross.
But we are back.
I'm sorry, guys. That's the first time that's
Our
ever
viewers are coming back slowly but surely. They're here. We want to thank you for your patience. Like I said, we don't exactly know what happened, but we are back up and running. So
yeah, let me send one private message real quick.
While you do that, I'll shield the ignorant, the normal stuff. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can send us an email, ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can join us on TikTok, Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1. You can also join us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTD. Also, you can go to streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown to visit our merch store. Also, while you're there, you can take part in the contest. For every $1 you donate is an entry into the hat. Last month's winner was Carla. Next month is going to be for a mug, Pro Wrestling Throwdown mug.
No.
Got Charlie the Unicorn, not a sponsor.
I'm not. Hold on. I have to actually go to over like TikTok and do this whole thing. I don't want to lose any potential followers we have.
Yes, no. Thank you for the 7 that are back.
We lost the stream, but we're back over at ProWrestlingThrowdown.com, or I'm sorry, YouTube.com/. God damn it, I fucked that up. You guys get to see the work we put in live right now. 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost the stream, but we're back live over at YouTube.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. Make sure you tune in right now. We're up and running again. We just lost the stream, a little hot, and we're working outside because my studio's in my garage. So tune in.
Roman drops the belt to keep Brock happy. No, it's still going to go the same way. I really believe it's going to go the same way. I really believe that Austin Theory is going to cash in.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, Wwe. Yeah, we don't know what happened to the stream, guys, but we're back.
This is the first time that's ever happened, so please forgive us. Just some bandwidth issues. Hopefully it's fixed now. If it's not, we're going to this episode's just going to be one of those that we're running, and it's getting really good. Unfortunately.
It's like 1,000 degrees outside, and that could very well...
Yeah, and we're working outside because my son lives in my inside studio. And he's way more important to me than the rest of you, because if I put him in the garage, then his mom gets mad at me.
Even with his nerd hair. I know, because we tried that last week.
Nerd with his nerd hair.
Didn't make her happy. Anyway.
Well, that's just because it pissed me off.
Max, I believe...
It's time, goddammit. It's time. It's Vader time.
All right. You know what?
No, don't cut off the intro. Is this your first day at work? Your first day in class.
He put the picture up. He's one
It's time. You take that goddamn graphic down. Until I do this intro, you take that graphic down. All right. It's time for everyone's favorite segment. It's time for birthdays.
Bullshit.
Max. Goddamn. You take that graphic down. Don't you. I'm going to do this one more time. It's time for everyone's. If you fucking. I swear to God. It's time for everyone's favorite segment. It's time for birthdays.
Bullshit.
Max, take it away.
All right. You know what?
Cocksucker.
Everybody loves head, so we're going to start out with Al Snow.
That's true. Al Snow is a robust 55 years old.
I'm going to say he's 56.
Al Snow, on the 18th, turned 59 years old. Point Woo.
Yes.
I won last week.
Next up, we had to remember on the 22nd the great, fabulous.
What a problematic person in wrestling.
Yes.
You know what I will say though. So in doing my research for my What If segment today, I found out that Moolah actually was one of the first women, and one of the very first women ever to be featured by IWGP in Japan. Before IWGP and Japanese wrestling got very selective about separating women's wrestling.
Yes.
She was one of the pioneers.
Yeah.
Well, she's always been a pioneer.
She's also the longest reigning women's champion of all time.
Correct. All right, moving up.
Next up, I skip over Jinder Mahal on the 19th.
44 years old?
45.
36 years old. No.
Jinder's only 36.
Wow.
Are you
Right,
fucking
I saw the
practicing
same thing.
right now? You did.
And just keep that image up for a second. Look at the difference that he is made.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what the steroids will do.
That's what happens when you're on the gas.
Whatever it is. All right.
That's a
here we
significant
go.
fucking difference.
On the 22nd, we had Shawn Michaels.
How old's his right eye?
Shawn Michaels is 54 years old.
Say 55, just to argue with you. I could be wrong, probably. Right.
Good call, because Shawn Michaels turned 57.
Well, you know,
Wow.
Point Caleb.
when Hunter and I were there, you know,
And then we go
Yep.
to
you don't have to wrestle.
24th. That's today, right?
Today is 24th.
Yes.
Tori Wilson.
Tori Wilson's older than you think she is.
Tori's 43. That's my guess.
Tori is 45.
She turned 47 years
Damn.
old today. How old is Angelo Dawkins?
Angela's
33.
34.
He turned 32 years old today.
I knew he wasn't very old.
Only 32.
Wow.
Right. Who we got here? We
Ben
got
Balor. He's a little older, not much, but a little older than most people think. I'm going to say just turned 41.
I'm going to say a little younger. I'm going to go 39.
He will be 41 tomorrow.
Good call.
Caleb.
Thank you very much. Matt Osborne.
We had to remember
Doink the Clown.
the original Matt Osborne.
And for people who don't know, Matt Osborne in real life was a legitimate shooter.
Yes.
One of the toughest guys on the roster.
He was known as Big John
Big jump.
in
WCW.
NWA and WCW. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, he was like Max pointed out, he was the first Doink the Clown, which was then followed by
The original.
Steve Kerr
Yep.
and then the Brooklyn Brawl.
Yep.
Then we move on to the game. Triple H.
I think he just turned 54.
I'm going to say 54 as well.
Well, he will be on the 27th, 53.
53.
Wow.
Damn. The game.
No point there?
No point
No
there.
point there.
No point. And then we remembered, of course, the great
Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah.
One of the first wrestlers to transition for just television, not outside of film. Had a number of story roles. Actually, did specials with Captain Kangaroo.
Yep. Also, of course, being the Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
The Mario Brothers Super Show. He was Mario. Also, big proponent for the Rock and Wrestling Connection with Cyndi Lauper.
Correct.
And then we have our last wrestling birthday.
Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. The absolute greatest wrestling promo that has ever been promoted ever was cut by one ye old Scott Steiner. I'm going to say, God, he's got to be pushing 59.
Oh, man. 60.
Even 60
Even
is
60.
what
Damn.
he will turn.
Man, you smoked me this week. I kicked ass.
32 going into celebrity birthday starting
All
out
right,
with.
celebrity deathmatch. It's
Oh,
on.
well, I forgot we have something here. Just a little something we came across and wanted everybody to.
What does that
make sure
say,
they
Max?
see.
Please do not poop in the rocks. We can't
Believe
believe
we
it.
live to sign.
You've been signed up somewhere. I'm assuming. I
I
don't know
mean,
where.
I'm sure someone pooped in the rocks at one point.
I pooped in the rocks once.
I
Don't
thought
poop
it was
in the,
very
there's a
hard.
sign that says not to do that.
Well, I
You're
didn't
a
see
bad
that. I didn't see that
Well,
sign.
you
I
know
was
what,
on the
maybe-
other side.
Well,
Maybe you
it
should
had
have.
to happen at least once for not to put up the sign.
Right.
So nobody knew before they put up the sign.
Is that why they started putting warnings on the bottles?
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone had to drink the bleach first.
All right. We have, on the
David
22nd, we had Selena Gomez and David Spade.
God, I couldn't even begin
David
to guess
Spade
how old
is
Selena
50
Gomez is.
David Spade, 57 years old.
50, yeah, that sounds 56. I'll go say 1.
He turned 58
58.
years old.
I tried to reverse Price is Right.
I saw it and it didn't work.
You've been watching the website.
How about Selena Gomez?
No, I just said
I couldn't
David
even
Spade.
begin to 28. I don't fucking clue.
26.
Selena Gomez will turn 30, or had turned 30 years old.
Selena Gomez is my age.
Means there's
Roughly.
a chance.
That's
Point,
disgusting.
Luke.
Thanks for tuning in,
No,
Rob.
man.
I want to point out real quick. I brought up Selena Gomez because there's a really great show. I can't tell you where because I don't want to promote it. It's called Only Murders in the Building. She's in it with
I believe that's HBO Max.
It's Hulu.
Is it Hulu? Okay.
Not
I
a
didn't know that
sponsor.
actually-
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Her, Martin Short, Martin Short, and Steve Martin. Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. I really recommend you watch it.
I started it last
I'm
night.
thinking about watching it. Is it really good?
It's fantastic. The basis is that there's an old hotel. It's called the Arconia. They live in, I think it's New York. There's a murder takes place in
Sure.
the building. Steve Martin,
Of course.
Martin Short, and
As
Selena
one
Gomez
does.
put together a podcast trying to solve said murder.
Ah.
It's in season 2 now. It is
I
fantastic.
can't stand people who do podcasts.
Yeah.
It's
Fucking worst.
I know, right?
Fucking
It's
worst
highly
types of
annoying.
people.
Let's move on.
Yes, I remember Earl. I saw Earl, I think, like a month ago.
On the 23rd, we had Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, Woody Harrelson, and motherfucking Slacks.
Daniel Radcliffe just turned 33 years old.
Daniel Radcliffe is 34 years old.
Daniel Radcliffe did turn 33 years old.
Told you.
Point.
No, I actually only kept track because I wanted to know how old Evan Watson was when I was a kid.
That one
Yeah, huh?
was
That's
It's still
she got pictures on the internet of her.
Shut up!
Just
Don't
saying.
don't do
How about
that.
Woody Harrelson?
Oh God, he's older than a lot of people give him credit for. 59?
60.
61.
Damn.
Point, Luke. 5, 3.
Slash isn't a real person. He's like Santa Claus. Everybody plays a different version of Slash, so he's
I
not
forget
really.
his real name, and it was really goofy.
God, 66?
Slash would be. Fuck it, 67.
How about 57?
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's been around for 100 years.
What did you say, man?
I said 66.
Okay, no point. I know, right? All right.
Mick Jagger, older than time.
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger. As old as he fucking says he is. That's how old Mick Jagger. I don't fucking. 70?
I'm gonna go 76.
Mick Jagger turned 79.
Damn.
Will turned
You are
79.
fucking. Good job, sir. Killing it. What's the
How
score?
about Jason Statham?
6-3.
We've got about 4 more.
All right. Well, what might be a Jason Statham.
44 years old.
45, because I think he's older.
55.
I knew he was in his
years old
50s,
is what he
but
will
that's
be.
all I had to guess.
Older than he looks.
Yeah,
Yeah, very.
And behaves.
Another
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
52.
The heart.
Miss Congeniality.
Oh, man.
What'd you say?
I said 52.
I'm gonna go even 50.
Be surprised. Sandra Bullock going to be 58 years old.
Nice. I'll take the
Wow.
point. Good for her.
She looking damn good.
Money don't crack.
Hey, no joke.
Just like that, it's 6-5.
Here we go.
And we've got Jonathan
That is
Fred
Jonathan
Myers.
Reese. Yeah, Jonathan Reese Myers.
Pretty much.
That's what I said.
He's older than people think too. 47 years old.
Jonathan Reese Myers is 39 years old.
No way.
He will be 45.
45,
years
damn.
old. Point.
I was so
What?
close.
Only one left, so we might have to have. No.
No. Luke will take it. Luke will take it either way.
Wheaton!
Is that Will Wheaton? You know Will Wheaton's parents stole all of his Star Trek money?
Yep.
I listened to a podcast about that this morning at work, no lie. He was in his 20s, trying to raise a family, getting 6-figure royalty checks off of Star Trek, completely broke, and his parents were not only taking his money, but complaining that he wasn't hustling hard enough to get more acting gigs.
Huh.
What terrible fucking
Wow.
people. Will Wheaton, 40?
I'm gonna go 41.
Even 50. Luke
50.
wins.
Look at Biles.
Slide. 50 years old.
Yeah, buddy, we're old.
All right, what we got next?
What was his name on Star Trek?
Oh, good. More bullshit.
Oh, that's bullshit. All right.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
All right, what we start now with for bullshit? We've got, this is Dion Clark. I talked about him a couple months ago.
Yeah, you have to come a little.
Dion Clark, ladies and gentlemen.
Dion Clark was born with a disease. I'm not going to get into what it all was, but I believe I'm correct. He was born without legs, so he's
Correct.
like that his whole life. He is 24 years old. He is an All-American wrestler at Kent State,
Same college as Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
and he is the fastest person on land with no legs.
That's crazy.
And that would also mean that he's faster on 2 arms than most people with 2 legs.
Yes, I'm getting to that. He ran the 20-meter sprint in 4.78 seconds.
Wow.
If you find and watch the special that they did, he says that he actually ran faster the first time he did it, but he accidentally ducked under the radar.
Wow.
So he might even be faster than that. At the AFL Combine in 2010, Joel Wilkinson ran the top speed ever recorded at 2.75 seconds, which means that he is only about 2 seconds faster.
Wow.
Then a man with no legs.
Yes.
With no legs. That's incredible.
That has got to put him with what I could find. It's got to put him in possibly the top, not the top 20, if not for certain, the top 30 fastest people in the world, and he has no legs.
So just to recap, if you couldn't hear clearly, he is one of the top 30 fastest people on the planet, and he doesn't have any legs.
That's crazy.
That's incredible.
Also shows the extent of the human will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tenacity, man.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
100%.
Good information.
It's fine, Max.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
I'm not.
This is an article I talked about last week. A man supposedly
Disguised himself as a cow at a cow milking competition to get hand jobs, which I have to respect the hustle, but that's not okay. And we didn't have any graphics last week, so we couldn't show this, but Max insisted that we include it this week, just to spite me.
I have a reason. No, I have a reason. To spite you. No.
That's that movie.
No, actually,
That's what he
upon
likes.
actual investigation on this story,
Okay. But there's more?
I do believe that
There's 27 other people.
may be a fabrication.
Oh, it's not a real story.
The
What was
story
your
is-
first
I don't
clue?
know. The picture is real. From what I read, and again, it came off the internet, so it may or may not wind up being true. But from what I read, this was actually a woman that was drunkenly harassing people in her cow costume.
I'm still okay with it.
Hold on. You're telling me we did an entire segment last week about a man who disguised himself as a cow to get the old crank and yank from numerous civilians, and now that story involving said crank and yank is no longer true.
Allegedly.
Moo cow fuck milk. Say it.
I'm not
Say
saying
moo cow
I'm not
fuck
saying
milk. Say moo cow
I'm
fuck
not-
milk.
No,
And we can move on.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say moo cow fuck milk.
Thank you.
I don't like this job anymore. This
Yes,
has
you
become
do.
far too much work.
All right.
Right.
Oh, we had to talk about the American Gladiators.
Yeah, buddy.
Wanted that some of us, our viewers, wanted us to address.
Okay.
American Gladiators debuted September 9th, 1989,
Yes.
in its original incarnation.
Yes.
It went for 208 episodes, stretched over 7 seasons. A lot of the cast had a lot of weird things happen to them. I'm not going to go over all of it, but the man who was known as Nitro
Yep.
was the first person in the American Gladiators history. I'm sorry, Blaze, not Nitro, Blaze.
Okay.
Was the first person in American Gladiator history to be thrown off of the show for charging a referee during a dispute in a call on national
I don't
television. He
I don't
was.
remember much about
just
American
read all this stuff on the Wikipedia page.
I watched it.
He
Really?
charged a referee for making the wrong call.
Was it during the football game?
Yes, it was during the football game.
Flag on play.
Also, another one of the members of American Gladiators, which you see here, Gemini, which is the African American lady to the bottom right, died car accident. Another one of the members of American Gladiators was arrested for extortion. Another one, steroids, while owning a gym, a legitimate gym franchise. There was several different things. Siren was the very first ever deaf American Gladiator. She couldn't hear.
That's right. I forgot.
There was several different seasons of this with games known
If you're not
worldwide.
familiar with American Gladiators, like Google it, research it, whatever you want to do, and then I know it's on somewhere.
Yeah.
On some sort of streaming service.
Joust, Hang Tough,
It is
The Wall,
it is
The Eliminator.
the originating of
Amazing Gates.
the American Ninja Warrior, anything like that. It was the starting of the real competitive show.
I've got a random bit of information to offer about American Gladiators as well. There was a TBS block in the late 90s
Yes.
that ran with American Gladiators and professional wrestling. There was a third show in the third hour. Do you know what it was?
One more time.
What?
There was a 3-hour block in TBS, either in the late 80s or early 90s, that would run American Gladiators, professional wrestling, and there was a third program that would run in tandem. Do you know what it was?
I don't remember.
Major Dad
Nope. No, it was another athletic show.
on TBS.
Yep.
How to get Bunch of Steel?
No. Roller derby.
And what? Yeah.
Roller Jam.
It would go. It would go American Gladiators, and then American Gladiators at 5, 6:05 would tune in wrestling, and then at 7:10 to close out that last 40-minute block till 8 p.m. before the movies kicked on was Roller Jam.
Yep. Yep. I do remember that.
As we said, the original run ran from 1989 to 1997, had 7 seasons, and then they rebooted it, and
Didn't it Rock reboot American Gladiators?
Hulk Hogan,
Hulk
as
Hogan.
you can see on your screen.
Gotcha.
Matt Morgan was
The blueprint, Matt Morgan.
was a
Fucking
character
memory.
on here, as well as you can see in front of you, a Wolf, which was a standout.
He is amazing.
Titan, which was a standout. Several different standouts, also hosted, like I said, by Hulk Hogan and Tatiana Ali.
Zeus was also on the original American Gladiators, was he not?
No, he, not Debo, Terry Crews was a part of Battle Dome.
Okay, the tandem
WCW
show.
thing,
Yeah.
yes. Where he was known as Big Money
Big Money
Terry.
Terry, yeah.
Yeah.
That went 2 seasons, both in 2008.
Nice.
American Gladiators, for those of you who don't know, several of the shows were cool. My favorite event of all time was Assault, where they had to fire at the big...
Yeah.
They had to run
Yeah.
behind
Yeah.
the different things and fire at the big target.
That and the football one.
The fuck was that called?
I don't remember.
I know Hang Tough was the
But
rings.
they had to go around and grab.
Yeah, I
balls
couldn't
and
tell
throw
you
them
every
in the
event.
buckets and shit.
Yeah, Powerball.
Powerball.
Powerball is what they called that. Very good show. If you can find it anywhere, I'm sure it's on YouTube here on YouTube.
Might be on
Check it
Peacock.
out.
Yeah.
A very good show. Very ahead of its time. Without it, American Ninja Warrior, Wipeout, none of that stuff would be possible.
Correct.
I think we got something else. What else we got?
Ah, yes.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be a good
European
one.
Championship. You want to take this, Kate, Luke? Or?
Give me the facts.
All right. We brought this up because it has been, I think it was on the 18th, maybe the 22nd, I don't remember.
Don't drink, don't smoke. We
Well,
didn't
it
say
has been 20 years since the European Championship
Was retired.
was retired.
And a unification match for the Intercontinental Championship that I believe was Rob Van Dam and Jeff Hardy.
I have that.
Okay.
Actually, that's right. Yeah.
Give me
A
some.
week before they inaugurated the hardcore title with all of them to get rid of it as well.
The European title was established February 26, 1997.
The British Bulldog was the first
Yep.
winner.
Reigned through July 22nd, 2002.
Hold on one second. Wolfie says Zap was my favorite female gladiator and Tara was my favorite male. Why do I not remember more about American Gladiator?
I don't know. You need to.
I'm going to have to put in some work.
Also, I would like to point out, Yanni pointed out that The Rock did the show Titans.
Which was a sort of
A version
of
yes.
yeah.
All right, I have a couple questions to go with this.
All right, hit.
Just for some
Let's
fun,
go.
right? Okay, let's see. Who held the European Championship the most times?
I really want to say D'Lo Brown, but I feel like that's wrong.
Triple H.
Was it Triple H?
What if I said you're both wrong?
Okay, who was it?
William Regal.
That
Oh,
is
fucking
correct.
course
Yep.
it was.
Can you tell me how many times for 1,000 invisible points?
6.
Four.
Damn.
Four is right. Who had the longest run?
Christian?
No. Longest run of the European
As
Championship?
champion.
Shane McMahon.
No.
No.
No?
Well, I already said Christian.
No. The British Bulldog with 206
that makes sense.
days.
He was the first champ.
That makes sense.
As a matter of fact, he lost that title to Shawn Michaels.
Who would then go on and drop it to Triple H?
I think you've said them both already, but who's the first and last to hold the belt?
British Bulldog was the first. Last was Jeff Hardy.
No. Rob Van Dam was the last.
That's right.
I don't count Rob Van Dam because when he won it, they unified it into the Intercontinental
I was
title.
gonna
The last
argue
person.
But either way, he's still technically the
And
last
that also
European champion.
goes into there were a few instances where the European Championship was held in combination with the Intercontinental Championship, known as the Eurocontinental Championship.
Kurt Angle.
Shawn Michaels was European and world champion at the same time.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle is one. How many?
How
were
many?
there?
Okay, so we have
I'll give
Who
you that.
are they or how many?
For now, how many?
four.
How many?
Four is
There
my
are
guess.
four. That's correct.
Okay, so Kurt Angle, Triple H. No?
He's going to let you do your
I'm
guesses
waiting.
and then I'll...
Okay,
give
Kurt
them.
Angle, Triple H.
Not Triple H. Big League.
Not Triple H is on the list. Okay. Fuck.
You want me to give him a shot?
Sure,
They do
please.
it in
Chris
order.
Benoit,
Held both?
Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, and D'Lo Brown.
Is D'Lo Brown right? Was he IC champ
Yes.
and European
Because
champ?
he gave
at
the
same time?
European title to Mark
To
Henry.
market? Okay, during the nation nomination.
Yep. At the end of Nation Domination, when
Kurt
Jeff Jarrett
Angle.
was around.
Benoit? So what would the other would have been?
I'm going to give you this. In order, the first one to win both belts was D'Lo Brown. Who are the following three in order?
Well, if D'Lo was the first, fuck, I might be stumped, and I'd love the European title.
In order,
I think Jericho.
Kurt Angle is on the list. I'll give you that one.
So he would have been
he was the last.
to hold both of them.
Had to.
So between what?
I can't tell you.
I'm just going to throw names at the board.
Can you even get the other two?
D'Lo, Kurt, Jericho, and Malenko.
No.
None of
I have
them?
no idea.
Kurt's in there.
So it's D'Lo and Kurt. You got two
William
more.
Regal?
I was the last to hold both belts.
Rob Van
Rob
Dam.
Van Dam.
Rob Van
Oh,
Dam.
but I already said that though, so
I
I was
didn't
thinking
hear
it was the
you.
second or third. No, I said that after the unification.
Okay,
so I
well,
assumed
all
that
right.
was the-
Who's the last one?
So D'Lo-
Have to set-
D'Lo, Rob Van Dam, Kurt Angle. I already said was it,
Owen?
was it
Who took the belt from D'Lo?
The Rock
It wasn't
after the dissolution of the nation?
No. Who was it?
was a very short run.
Who was it?
Who?
Double J.
Jeff.
Holy
Goddamn. Why is this show all about Jeff Jarrett and Ric Flair today?
D'Lo
Bring
Brown.
that old book.
Hey, look, they're not sponsors, but since we've mentioned it so much, watch StarCast 5.
Yeah.
D'Lo Brown had a very short-lived first run. I think it did first only run rather, where Double J beat him, and then Double J was, I believe, very short-lived as well.
Wow, we both got stumped. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen often. Excellent work, Max. Hey, for real.
Yeah, no,
It's hard to
that's good.
fucking stump both of us.
We got anything else on there, Johnny?
Well, we got a few more things, I think.
Oh,
here
that's
we
that
go. Thank you, Fester. I know who Fester is. What's up, baby boy? All right, it's time for my what if segment. Now, last week Luke laid out his what if segment,
Yes.
and this
If
week,
you haven't watched it, go back and watch it.
this week is mine.
Right now.
Now, we talked a little
Kidding.
bit
Kidding.
last season about what an NJPW WWE Super Show would look like.
Yes.
Because of the announcement, the potential of a Forbidden Door when AEW first
Don't drink
announced
us
a
up.
working relationship with the WWE, or I'm sorry, with AEW. Well, that got me thinking. Outside of the fact that Hulk Hogan was tandem IWGP and WWE World Champion at the
Yes.
time, could that event have possibly occurred?
It could have.
Now, in 2018, Chris Jericho won the Intercontinental Championship at Dominion. I believe it was June 9th.
Against Tanahashi, right?
Yes. And then would go on later to say that originally he had this idea to challenge Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship.
SummerSlam, correct?
Well, it would have built after SummerSlam because
Okay.
they would have started the build in August.
Okay.
Was what he wanted to do. So I really sat down and thought about this, and I penned some dates. But there was something significant that, if it had been different, could have culminated in this event. So my idea is the prototype for what the original Forbidden Door would have looked like
All right, I'm good.
under the WWE banner. But it's all based on one thing that didn't happen in 2018. Take a guess.
If something didn't happen,
Something didn't happen. If it had, and Chris Jericho would have won the belt X amount of months later, they,
Cody Rhodes not leaving the WWE in
Incorrect.
2018? No.
no.
What,
Shinsuke Nakamura winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania against AJ Styles
that makes sense.
because he
Okay.
won the Royal Rumble, right?
Okay.
So this is the idea.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
It would have taken place on October 20th, 2018. A week before the Evolution pay-per-view, which was the all-women's pay-per-view,
Yeah.
and a week after, 2 weeks after SummerSlam,
Okay.
when Jericho would have, 3 months after SummerSlam, Jericho profited the idea that he would attack Seth Rollins on Raw on, would have been August 18th, 2018.
Okay.
To set up the idea that we could have done this tandem feud. So then I got thinking about what the card would have looked like in 2018 at the time. Now I had to make some creative changes because the idea is you're booking this show. You're booking for this show.
Okay.
So I'm going to name the championship changes that would have been, and I'm not going to feature, look, if it's an NJPW WWE show, there would have been a ton of undercard stuff. You could have had like The Bar, Wrestle Evil,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I'm only going to focus on the major things, and these are all the people that were major players at the time. One of the key matches of the event would have been Jericho and Rollins, IC Champ versus IC Champ.
Yes.
Now we have to assume that both companies would have gotten some form of payoff at the time, right?
Yeah.
So,
It would almost have to. Yeah.
if you want to get over the fact that Chris Jericho just won the Intercontinental Championship for IWGP and his celebrity at the time, Chris Jericho would have gone on to defeat Seth Rollins in the Intercontinental Champion versus Intercontinental Champion match.
Yes.
That also relates to the fact that at the time, Chris Jericho was the most prolific Intercontinental Champion of the WWF ever.
Yeah, correct.
Because he won it more than anybody else. But let's look at what the rest of the card would look like. At the time, on Dominion in June, as well as Chris Jericho winning the Intercontinental Championship, Kenny Omega defeated Kazuchika Okada in the 2 out of 3 falls. I'm sorry, not 2 out of 3 falls. In their third match for the IWGP World title.
The rubber match, yeah.
So, you've got Kenny Omega as World Champion of IWGP and JPW, but it's the IWGP belt.
Right.
So, what do you do with Kenny Omega and the Bullet Club? Because that's where his coronation solidified the fact that he was the leader.
Okay.
At the time, the WWE had contractually obligated 5 former members of the Bullet Club, one of whom is going to be featured in your main event as your WWE champion. So you have to go with the other 4. So in this layout, it would have been the Bullet Club with Kenny Omega, world champion, the Young Bucks, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions,
Okay.
and Hangman Page
Okay.
against AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and the Good Brothers.
Makes sense.
Right?
Makes sense.
8-man tag, Bullet Club versus Club. Now, since we already give the win to Jericho, you still have to give the Bullet Club the win there.
Yes.
Because they're the top of the line in NJPW, and that probably goes on semi-main event. I wrote this out of order. At the time, also, Cody had just won the IWGP United States Championship.
Uh-huh.
Now, at the time, Shinsuke was actually the WWE US Champion.
Yes.
And Rusev would go on to beat Jeff Hardy for the U.S. title 4 months after Shinsuke dropped it to Jeff Hardy. But that would be prior to this event. So
Okay.
you have to factor in that Shinsuke never picks up the world title. And instead of Rusev, if you're booking for the event, you have to find somebody to bill against Cody Rhodes as U.S. champion.
Yes.
Who would you pick from the WWE to wrestle Cody Rhodes, who's been gone for 2 years building his name as U.S. champion?
2018.
Yes. Now, also, after I penciled this event in real time, Rusev would go on to become the U.S. champion 2 weeks later.
Cena?
In real time. Not Cena. Cody Rhodes. Think real hard.
Dustin?
Nope. Randy Orton.
Ooh, yeah.
Under
Yeah.
contract at the time and has never been U.S. champion. But if you're billing for this match, instead of having Jeff drop the belt to Rusev, you have Jeff drop the belt a month and a half earlier to Randy Orton to bill specifically for this match.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes out making his name against Randy Orton, a seasoned veteran with whom he studied under, and they're also both multi-generational superstars.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that context, because Cody's not Cody yet, Cody's not the Cody of AEW, you have to put Randy Orton on.
Yeah.
So Randy Orton goes to Japan, this event, I'm calling, the real Forbidden Door or whatever. Randy Orton wins the U.S. title match between the two U.S. champs.
Okay.
And gets a great send-off because they have, like, a traditional American professional wrestling style match.
Yeah.
Now, at this time, in real time, the Guerrillas of Destiny were the NJPW Tag Team Champions. On October 16th, which would have been a week before this event was actually penned, the Bar defeated the New Day on SmackDown for the SmackDown World Tag Team Championships. But again, if you're billing for this event, who do you book to wrestle the Guerrillas of Destiny? That's had a storied feud with the New Day this entire time.
The Bar.
No.
Oh, no, the Usos.
The Usos!
Yeah.
You're goddamn right. So you go into this event, negating the October 16th win for the Bar, and instead you put those on the Usos. That way 2 weeks later, they come in and wrestle the Guerrillas of Destiny. The Usos are the Samoan family, descendants of the High Chief Peter Maivia, whatever. Guerrillas of Destiny, descendants of Haku. That story sells itself.
Yeah.
Now here's the rub. In that context, it's really difficult to say which team you put over because either team can benefit for a win. But you have to believe because the Guerrillas of Destiny would not go on to lose the NJPW Tag Team titles until 2019 when they wrestled David Finlay and his tag team.
Yeah.
So ideally, the Gorillas of Destiny have to win that match.
Yeah.
Also, still a huge run for the Usos because it's the first time they've ever been featured outside of WWE television since 2011.
Yeah.
Ricochet, on October 13th at NXT TakeOver, had just won the North American Championship. But at Dominion, which hadn't tailored another pay-per-view, Will Ospreay had just won the Junior Heavyweight title, and again, they hadn't wrestled in 2 years since the Junior Heavyweight Cup, where Will Ospreay put Ricochet over. Where Ricochet put Will Ospreay over on his way out. So then you have your return match: Ricochet NXT North American Championship against Bill Osby, Junior Heavyweight Champion, and then you get Ricochet's return win. He goes back to NXT as North American Champion. The main event of this event, Shinsuke Nakamura would defend the WWE World Championship against Kazuchika Okada. Because Tanahashi had won his #1 contendership at Dominion. But Tanahashi would not go on to use his #1 contendership status until January 2nd at Wrestle Kingdom 14.
Yeah.
Or, Wrestle Kingdom at that time 13.
13.
So you have Shinsuke Nakamura successfully defend the WWE Championship against Okada, which could lead to a return match. Now there's a part 2 to this card that I haven't booked yet, because I want to circle back to it. We talked about how a week after this event, Evolution would be taking place, which is an all-female wrestling pay-per-view. In Japan, with the exception of 3 American professional wrestlers, NJPW never featured women's wrestlers. There are only 3 women who were ever featured and won. Fabulous Moolah, China in 2002, and then in 2010, weirdly enough, Maria Kanellis picked up a win against the Good Brothers in a mixed tag match.
Wouldn't Alundra Blaze or Medusa have been...
Medusa never wrestled for NJPW.
AJPW, you're correct.
All-American, and she wrestled for the original version of Shimmer,
Yeah.
which was GHOAR or whatever it was.
Yeah.
However, if you tailor in the fact that Evolution was just around the corner, and Asuka also won the Royal Rumble for the women that year in the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble, you can profit to believe that instead of partnering with NJPW, they would go with the sister company to NJPW, which would be Shimmer. Oh, wait, we got another subscriber. Thank you so much.
Thank you for subscribing.
So at the sister event, which I will book at a later What If segment, which we'll do here in a little while, I will book a Shimmer versus WWE Women's card that would have ran in tandem in 2018. However, that is contingent on changing the booking from the WrestleMania event, where Asuka would actually defeat Charlotte Flair. Because you had to have her lead in to the culinary event, and she actually probably would have ended up wrestling Kairi Sane, who in 2018, for 7 months, was the Shimmer Women's Champion.
Well done.
Thank you very much. We talked about that event before. We never
Of course,
really
you
got
know that means now I have to come up with one again.
Well, I wish you would. I want to do these What If segments all the time, and actually, I would love it if some of you guys... There's a ton
Some idea.
of what if stuff in wrestling. Some of the stuff I thought about, just for instance, I wanted to book out what if Diamond Dallas Page beat Goldberg for the WCW title at Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
How the rest of that year, at least leading like Starrcade, obviously we're not going to book out a fucking year unless we did it in multiple segments, which we absolutely could.
You guys, give us some ideas.
Give us some what if stuff.
On Facebook. Where can they
Find us at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTV. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown1. You can also check out streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. Check out our merch store. And again, our current website's under maintenance. We addressed this last week. This week, it should be up and running. It's a sex server, so give us some time. We're working with them. But yeah, check us out. Buy the merch.
Every dollar you enter is a donation.
If you donate $1, it's a name put in the hat to win a free this month. It's going to be a Pro Wrestling Throwdown mug. All of the raffles that we do, you will get not only your item, but a certificate of authenticity, signed and autographed by all 4 members of the Pro Wrestling Throwdown team. So check that out. But yes, please give us some more fan questions. We love that shit.
We really do.
Here's the thing. We offer the opportunity at the end of the show to ask us your 5 questions. But if you really want us to flesh it out, hit us up on Facebook. because we will put in the work all week long to really give you a good segment.
Yeah.
Shout out to Caitlin, by the way. She was our biggest fan submission this week with all 3 of those questions because the rest of you guys didn't do
Also,
a good job.
just got her merch that she ordered from the
She
store.
got a magnet. Thank you so much, baby. We love you. We love you. All right, so it's the end of the show. So it's time. 5 questions. The fans get to ask 5 questions. The first 5 that pop up in this chat, considering the lag, are the first 5 we answer. So as soon as you see this, throw a question on the board. We'll answer it. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of you, and I ain't scared of Dalton Diamond neither.
Fuck Dalton Diamond.
Fuck again.
First 5 questions, y'all.
Since we got 10 viewers, I know y'all want to know something. Good Lord. I hope.
Maybe. A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. A little bit. A little bit.
We are up to 191 subscribers. However, this stream feed says we've only got 1 viewer.
Well, it says we have 10 on here, so...
Yeah, I'm going to update it real quick.
Ah, here we go. Austin going to take the title from Roman.
No.
Theory?
Stone Cold Steve
No,
Austin?
he's talking about
the
Theory. Yes.
Yeah, one of them anyway.
Yep. 100%. No doubt in
If
my
they're
mind.
going to do it the right way, Theory will take it off of him right around Survivor Series. Orton will pick up the title, and then Orton will defend one of the championships against Cody Rhodes.
I think Roman will drop the other title, whichever one he
To
doesn't
Brock this
take.
week?
No, to Cody. I think what you do with Austin Theory, if you really want to make Austin Theory, put the belt on him, keep it till Mania, and have Cena come back and win that one win
to beat
that makes
Flair's
him
record,
Flair's
for the
record
WWE.
at WrestleMania.
That's fair.
I'm
Will-
going to call it that he catches him fails.
Will Edge make his
Somehow,
return to
how
pay-per-view?
exactly,
Yes.
I don't know, but
Yes,
I
Edge
think
will
the
make.
match can blow.
Yeah, Edge will make his return to pay-per-view.
No, we've already answered. Theory's gonna cash in and probably win, so I'm gonna belay that.
You think the Crime Profits will win the unified tag titles from the Usos? No.
Not a chance in hell.
Nope.
The Usos, the Bloodline is just too big of an investment right now for the WWE,
yeah.
especially with Vince just leaving and everything in creative. Roman is still the quintessential superstar of the shows.
Yes.
So absolutely, they're not gonna do anything to change that. 2 more questions, y'all.
We do have to say there is still Monday and Friday night
yeah.
to see what happens in between everything. So
I mean, I ain't watching SummerSlam. I'm
nothing's
watching
in concrete,
Starcast 5.
concrete yet. We'll make our picks next.
I like.
Monday.
Yanni says I like that, Luke. I would love to see Cena break that record. So would I.
How appropriate would it be if this being the year that it's Flair's last match, that would also be the year that Cena
Who
broke
is behind the mysterious promos?
Edge? We already answered that one. Come on, give us 2 questions that are off the cuff. It's absolutely
Edge most certainly is.
I don't know that it is. I don't know that it is.
The Rock can endorse the Street Profits all he wants. He's related to the Usos, which him endorsing the Street Profits only propagates the idea that he's going to wrestle Roman.
Also true.
I mean, it's
Also true.
yeah. I mean, that Rock and Roman are laying seeds outside on network television in Young Rock for the WrestleMania match. If you guys aren't watching, that's happening.
If you're not watching, watch. Young Rock's great.
it's terrible. It's completely historically inaccurate, and I will fight fucking
Well-
everybody.
Wolfie, what do you think's behind the video? So
Here's the deal. I think that it was a tease at first for Bray Wyatt to get the crowd ready. It's
They
Edge.
did the same thing with the Taker promos in what was it, 2010?
Will
or
Wyatt return?
No, not the. Well,
I don't know.
now that Vince is gone and they need some key players to boost ratings, that's a very
The
different
best way to
conversation.
do it would be have Judgment Day push against Edge and have Edge bring the Fiend back.
I'd like that.
Bring the Demon in as Finn Balor, have him over Team Edge, then have Edge be like, you have a Fiend, or you have a Demon, I have a Fiend.
You know what thing I thought about? If Edge really wanted to bring back the Brood, you know who he should call? Brian Myers and Zack Ryder.
Yeah, the Edge has.
The Edgeheads. Bring them back as members of the Brood. That's a great fucking call. All right, one more question, guys, before we get out of here. And thank you so much for hanging out through the stream issues. We know that was tough.
Be sure, like I said, to like and subscribe. Also,
Oh, yes.
comment, please. Also, you can get a hold of us through the Facebook for ideas of future what ifs or future segments, future anything. You can also join us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. You can also join me on Twitter at the_dog13. Maximus at Maximus1998.
I just got a private message from Yanni, one of our longtime subscribers, and this is something. So, Give Me Sport posted this, talking about 2022, how crazy the year has been. Let me go over this real quick while we wait for our last question.
Okay.
Shane McMahon got fired.
Yep.
Cody Rhodes quit AEW and goes to the WWE.
Yep.
Stone Cold main events WrestleMania.
Yep.
Vince McMahon wrestles at WrestleMania.
Yep.
MJF cuts a promo about quitting AEW for WWE. Triple H retires from in-ring competition. Sasha Banks and Naomi walk out of Raw. Got their releases. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton are injured. WWE goes back to TV 14. Triple H is back in talent relations. Vince McMahon retires and Brock Lesnar walks out of SmackDown and then returns. And it's only July.
Yeah. You also forgot The Undertaker enters the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's an insane time to be a wrestling
It's
fan.
going to be
We got 6 months left.
couple months, and it's going to be a great time to join us on Pro Wrestling Throwdown. It's going to be all kinds
That's
of fun.
right. And real quick, we're still waiting on that one last question. Find us over on Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. You can hit us up on Twitter at ProWrestlingTV. Send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. Follow us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown1. Make sure to subscribe, and tune in next Sunday. All right, here we go. Last question. Go away left field. Well, have The Fiend and Rey Mysterio with Judgment Day and turns on his son to give his son a huge face boost.
Yes.
There is an actual question.
No. Will MJF sign with the WWE?
Not till after 2024 anyway.
The thing with MJF is a fucking long work, and it's going to pay off real soon, especially now that they've got more news to come.
Yanni, the Rey Mysterio gimmick with Dominic is just this. Rey's looking to retire. It's going to be him and Dominic at WrestleMania, and that's how Rey Mysterio will retire.
And keep in mind, Rey Mysterio's contract is stipulated that Dominic has a job for X amount of years.
Yes.
And when he retires, Dominic will earn his match.
And
He will
then
don the
Dominic
mask.
will don the mask. Yep. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. We had a great fucking show. We absolutely could not do that without you guys. Be sure to tune in next Sunday, 2:15 live at Pro Wrestling Throwdown. From us to you, as always, keep it in the ring.
You want to see my Packer?
I don't want to do that.
Come on.
I don't want to do that either. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to go to Kingdom Mountain. End the goddamn stream.